Baruch, I don't know. Take the floor.
I wish I spoke Yiddish. I would know what just happened. But it was good, okay? Right? He said good things?
Steigt geht Yiddish.
Thank you so much. What a schus to be here. Harary, thank you so much. When I was younger, I was a camp counselor. And there was one kid in the bunk that was so homesick. He was missing his family so much. And no matter what we did, we couldn't get him away from his family. He cried every day in camp. And we said, how come you're crying so much? Because he said, I miss my father. We said, it's 2 weeks you're in camp. He goes, no, you see this place over here? My father did it like this. You see, we went to this Misa. My father would always tell me this Misa. He never for a second could see anything without seeing his father. So it means to be a son is that everywhere you look, you see your father. The whole world sees the word corona. A Yid sees keser. The whole world sees the word COVID. The Yid sees kavod, ha-keser ve'ha-kavod. You know why? Because we're telling the Eibishter, we miss you so much, we see you everywhere. The idea that we are right now, the kavod that we're giving the Melech, is shepping from us. Shevasachim gam yachad. I want to share with you one Maisa, that's it. A Maisa, a Magim in Mezrich, maybe in Ibn Ezra, v'zehu. A couple of years ago, I saw a Maisa, and if you heard of Rav Elimelech Biederman, he puts out these pamphlets. And I saw a Maisa in that pamphlet that explained to me, thank you Hashem, like I never saw it before. And this story is based on that Maisa. The Maisa takes place in the 1930s in Poland. There's a young man named Herschel. It's not his real name, I'm calling him Herschel because it's a true story. I don't want to say the guy's name. Herschel is a young guy, he's living in Poland, and he's having a very difficult time because he can't find parnasa. His heart breaks every single day he comes home, and his wife says, we have no food to put on the table for the kids. And he says to her, I'm trying, I'm not sitting around doing nothing. I'm going around, I'm looking for work, I can't find any work. And he every night comes home and he has to watch his kids, she has to portion the food, and she has to water down the milk. And his heart's breaking that he can't provide for his family. So he goes to shul, he asks anybody has a job, there's no work. He's looking around, he's a young man, he's a smart man, he can't find any parnasa. And one guy says to him, listen, I have an eitzah for you. He goes, what's the eitzah? He says, apparently there's a country called America. And if you go to America, you work for 6 months, you make enough money, you come back to Poland, you'll have money for a few years, you can figure it out. He goes, America? I miss my kids when I go to shul. I'm going to get on a boat to America? I don't even know if we're going to make it. I never heard. No way, I can't leave to America. Okay. Another month, he goes back to his Rav. He goes, what am I going to do? I heard I can go to America. Rav says, listen, it's Elul. Daven, a real davening Rosh Hashanah. You know, Rosh Hashanah is the time the Kodesh Baruch Hu's giving your parnasa for the year. Get a real davening in. Realize, Einon Levado. Mamish, put in a real tefillah. And don't worry, Kodesh Baruch Hu will give. He goes, you're right. What am I thinking about? He goes to shul Rosh Hashanah. He mamish doesn't leave his shtender the entire time. He daven stark. He gives staka Yom Kippur. He comes out and he says, I can feel the shefa. Comes out Cheshvan, nothing doing. Kids are still hungry. Kislev, Chanukah. Zeus Chanukah, the school is nothing. Tevet, Shvat. There's nothing doing. He goes back to his Rav and he goes, what do I do? The Rav goes, maybe Yitaki, you should go. Goes, springtime, the boats are leaving. There's a boat leaving by Adar. Should I take the boat? And the Rav says, I think you should go. Goes, but I want you to do me a favor. He goes, anything? He goes, I want you to be makbid on one thing in Shas. He goes, I know. Shabbos. He goes, no, you keep Shabbos, you're a Yid, but I don't. He goes, I know. America, kashrus, it's the bracha. He goes, keep kashrus. That's what I'm asking you for. So he goes, Shmir Seinayim? He goes, you got to watch your eyes. So he goes, what? He goes, but the Rav says, I want you not only to be stark on this, he goes, I want you to promise me. If you go to America, you're going to hold stark on one thing more than anything in the world. So he goes, whatever. And he goes, if you hold stark on this, it's going to be mamish. It's going to be a schooler for you. He goes, I'll take schoolers. What is it? The Rav reaches behind him into a Gemara, Maseches Brachas. Opens up Daf Samech. And he tells over the Meiser Rabbi Akiva when he's going into the town. Everybody knows the famous Meiser. And the Archaim says, Olam yeh adam rogil omar kol man de ovid rachmana letav ovid. A Jew is supposed to say whatever the Kodesh Baruch Hu does, letav. In Aramaic, letav ovid. In Hebrew, gamzu letova. In English, thank you Hashem. So he goes, Rabbi, okay. And then he goes, no. Say okay. Letav ovid. You telling me you have your word? He goes, yeah, my word, Latav Ovid. If something bad happens, I'll say Latav Ovid. His gag is in. Gets on the boat. It's mamish heartbreaking. His little kids are holding on to his feet. He can't let go to his kids. He's getting on a boat. He's not flying on an airplane and FaceTiming his wife from the Kaisel. You know what I'm talking about. He's on the boat, and right away he gets on the boat. What do Jews do right away? We smell each other. You know what I'm talking about? We have Jew radar. You ever do that? Ever go to Disneyland? There could be 4 million people. You find 4 from Jews in a half a second. You know what I'm saying? Some guy's like, well, how'd you do that? You're like, we have radar for each other. Yeah, you can tell. Doesn't matter the type of Jew. You look at the person, usually because they're carrying shopping bags around. Now you know they're Jewish. You know what I mean? And we can rate, I was once in Yankee Stadium. I tell you, I was with a client, Yankee Stadium, watching a baseball game. I wanted to have mincha with a minion. I go to the kosher stand. I see a yidden, he's hiding, blue shirt, baseball cap, when they try to hide. I say, what time's mincha? He got offended. He goes, what about me says mincha? I said, what are you kidding me? You think you hide on a baseball cap? Everything about you says mincha. You can't hide. You walk on a plane, you see a yid walk in, you're like, okay, listen, the Eibusher will take care of me for this yid. You ever have that? They get on the boat right away. You have Yid radar. All the Yidden look at each other. They size each other up. They all get together. And they start telling Mike, says, I heard you go to America. There's a guy that went, never came back. He gave up Yiddishkeit. I heard. And they're talking. And they get finally, after a long journey, they get to America. And they make a pact. No matter what happens, no one's getting lost in America. No matter what happens, 1 year from today, we're meeting at the docks. This way we're taking care of each other. You make a pact. No one's going to get lost in money. They're not going to go home. No one's going to get lost in whatever. Don't get stuck in all of the taivas in America. Are we all agreed? And they say, yes, 1 year from today, we're going to meet together. We're going home together. Right? He goes out. He looks for the local shul, starts asking for work. He's got a year. He's got to make as much money as he can in his year. He can't find a job. There's Herschel. He's trying. He can't do it. There's no work. Everyone gets jobs. All the guys get jobs. He can't find the job. He can't believe his luck. Latav Ovid, he tells himself. The Rebbe said, Latav Ovid. Finally, a guy connects him to a guy. He's like, oh, you're a guy. He says, listen, I can't pay you any money, but you want to work for me? He goes, it doesn't work like that. He goes, listen, I'm leaving he was working in a furniture. He goes, I'm leaving the store. I want to open up my new business. You're a young guy. You look like a capable guy. I'll teach you how to make furniture, and we'll be partners. I'll be in the front. I'm an American man. I can make all the businesses. You go to the back. You make the furniture. I'll make the sales. We'll be 50-50 partners. Whatever money you need to live, I'll give you a little bit every week. You go stay for a year. At the end of the year, we'll do a cheshbon. We'll make an accounting, and I'll give you whatever you made for the year. What do you think? Herschel says, sounds like a good idea. That's what happens. He goes to work every day. He goes to the back. He learns how to make furniture. The other guy, the American guy, goes to the front. And at the beginning, it's going slow. Herschel's a hard worker. He wakes up every morning. He's making good furniture. And before you know it, a guy walks into the store. 2 guys walk into the store a week. He makes a couple. What does he have to live? He has a little apartment, a little bit of food. All the money every week. Herschel goes to the bank and deposits money. He's a nice guy, Herschel. He's a fine guy. And 1 week, 2 months, 6 months, 7 months, they're making money. The business is doing well. And Herschel's already thinking, this is geschmack. This is what the Rebbe means. Latav Ovid, it worked out great for me. I'm 6 months in. I got enough money to live. Another 6 months, I'm going to have money for at least 4 or 5 years. I'm done with this guy. It's going to be great. 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months. He's almost home. He can smell his wife's cooking. 11 months comes. At the end of 11 months, he gets a telegram from Poland. His father, Rahman al-Islam, was just nifter. And he missed it. can't believe it, his father. He wasn't by the Levaya. He didn't see his father before his Patira. He can't believe it. L'tav. He calls the Rav. He goes, what do? I go back. He goes, you can't go back. You're going to miss it. He has to Shiva in America. 3 weeks before he's supposed to get on a boat, he's sitting Shiva in America. His friends come in. They go, we'll see you in 3 weeks. So it's 3 weeks. 3 weeks in, Shiva, first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day of Shiva. No one's around. How many friends does he have? Guess who walks in? His American partner. He goes, I came to pay respects. He goes, thank you so much. He goes, I can't believe you're going to leave already. It's a year. We're making real money. He goes, I know. And his partner goes, listen, I have to keep the business going. I'm giving you half the money. He goes, we worked it out. He goes, no, I'm going to give you the money. He goes, but I have to take a loan from the bank in order to cover what I'm giving you. And I called the bank, and the bank said, we need the money, the loan documents now, or you can't get the loan. So I brought with me the loan documents. I need you to sign it right now. He goes, sign it right now? He's sitting Shiva. He goes, I don't read English well. I'm here for a year. I give it to my friend in the shul. He reads it for me. And his partner goes, I know, I'm so sorry, and I'd hate to not pay respects to you, but, you don't want me to fail the business, right? He goes, no. He goes, wait, you don't trust me? He goes, no, I trust you. We're business partners. But, you're giving me a contract. I should at least read it. He goes, if you don't sign it today, I'm going to lose everything. And you want me to lose everything? And Osher goes, no, I don't want you to lose everything. He goes, I'm going to lose everything because of you? He goes, okay, I understand. I trust you. No, I trust you. I trust you. It's okay. I'm sure it's fine. Whatever's in there is okay. Give me the papers. And the man and his partner goes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And he hands him the papers, and Herschel signs on the papers. And he goes, I'll see you in the office on Monday. He goes, I'll see you on Monday. He goes, we'll make it true. I understand you're leaving soon. Monday we'll get together. I'll give you the money. It was great. He goes, thank you for signing my documents. He goes, my pleasure. I understand. His partner gets up and leaves. Herschel finishes his last few days of Shiva. Wakes up in the morning after Shiva is over. It's Sunday. He goes out shopping a little bit. There's no work. It's Sunday in America. From Sheni Shel Shabbos. He walks around. He buys some tchotchkes for the kids. He buys a couple of American flags for the kids at home. Starts packing his bags. He's almost at the dock. He can feel it. Monday morning comes. He wakes up in the morning. And he walks towards his store. And as he walks towards his store, he has this feeling in the back of his neck. Something just feels off. And he turns the street, and he looks over to the store down the block, and he sees something's a little bit off. Usually by 9 o'clock, he's in the back. 9 o'clock, his partner's out. He's greeting people. The store's open. It seems quieter than usual. Gets a little closer, a little closer. And as he gets closer and closer, he can feel himself not able to breathe. Because the store's not only is the partner outside, the store doesn't even look like it's open. He gets closer and closer to the store, and the store is dark. He goes, why is it dark? It's 9 o'clock in the morning. And as he gets closer, all of the thoughts are coming into his head, and and he goes to the door, and the door's locked. And he says to himself, my money. And he locks the door, and he looks into the window, and the store is empty. And he goes, I can't believe it. My money. And he runs from there, because every single Friday he'd walk to the bank to deliver the money. Every Friday, he was the guy that was depositing the money into the bank. He goes running into the bank. He's knocking people over. He's running through the whole streets. He goes running up to the teller. He goes, my money. He goes, relax. He goes, my money. Give me my money. He goes, relax, Herschel, relax. He goes, give me my money. He goes, what are you talking about? Relax. And they call in the manager, and they bring him into the office. They go, what's the problem? He goes, I'm on my money. I give you money every week. Give me my money. He goes, what are you talking about your money? He goes, the business. He goes, the business? He goes, yes, I want my money from the business. And the manager says, Herschel, sit down. Because I don't want to sit down. I want money. He goes, I don't understand, Herschel. Last Wednesday, your partner came in. He goes, I know he wanted to sign a loan document. He goes, a loan document? You didn't sign loan documents. You signed transfer documents. He goes, what does that mean? He goes, you signed documents giving the entire company to your partner. He walked in and showed it to us. And then closed the account and took out all the money. There's no money. The business is liquidated. Because I didn't mean to. I didn't know. I don't read English. Bank manager goes, it had your signature. His entire world. Can you imagine? In the days, he walks to the docks. And the chevra goes, Herschel, you ready? He goes, I'm not ready. He goes, what do you mean? We're going home. We made a pact. Don't tell me you got stuck with the Tivas in America. He goes, I can't go back. He goes, why? He goes, he stole my money. And the chevra said, listen, come back. We'll pay for your ticket. He goes, no, I can't come back. My wife has to be the one wife. Her husband comes back and he's not matzliach. I can't do that to her. He goes, what are you going to do? He goes, I'm not going to go back. And with a heart that's as broken as you can imagine it, he watches his chevra get on that boat and ship off back to Poland. And Herschel sits on the bench and starts to cry. He couldn't even sit on the bench. He fell to the floor sobbing. Ice bench. He couldn't move. To think a year, to leave your neighborhood. It's one thing to go to America, to spend a year to get it taken from you in the last minute. He is broken. He can't move. And in the middle of his grief, he hears his Rav. You promised. And he tells himself, this is not what the Rav is talking about. The Rav means when you're having a tough day. The Rav means if God forbids, come on, this is beyond, this doesn't fall into the category of Latav Ovid. And his brain says, you promised you'd be makbid. From the floor of the port, he says to himself, Latav Ovid, and he feels nothing. Latav Ovid, and he feels nothing. 1 time, 10 times, 100 times, an hour. Latav Ovid, Latav Ovid, Latav Ovid. He doesn't feel Latav Ovid bechlal. He has questions on the bayre because this is what it means to be the king of the world. Look at me. How could you do this to me? But his Rav told him, he made a deal. And after 2 hours of Latav Ovid, he has enough strength from those 2 words just to slowly limp back to the apartment. He goes back to his apartment. He collapses on his bed. And for the next 4 days, out. He can't move. He wakes up crying. He goes to bed crying. And all he has to hang on is Latav Ovid. Latav Ovid, Latav Ovid, Latav Ovid, Latav Ovid. If he was here in America, he would say, thank you, Hashem, Gamza Latova. He doesn't feel it, but it's giving him some chiyas, a little bit something, a little tiny spark through all the darkness, one little candle. After 4 days of mamish tzabrach and hanging on to the little peg called Latav Ovid, he gets up. He walks around the streets. He's so lost. And he passes by his old store just to look in as to what was. And as he's standing in the store and he's remembering, how did I allow myself to get taken? Why didn't I see it coming? I'm so dumb. How could I let myself down? All of a sudden, the guy taps and goes, Herschel. Goes, John. Goes, Herschel, what's with the store? He goes, John, we're closed. John was one of their best customers. He goes, you're closed? Come on, Herschel. I've been shopping for you all year long. Listen, I bought a new store. I need furniture. Can you take care of me? Herschel's still a Jew. He says, of course I can do it. No problem. He goes back to the landlord and goes, listen, can you let me have free rent for 1 month? I'll pay you. And the landlord feels so bad for him and goes, no problem. And he walks into the store. He starts to make furniture for one client, John. And as the store stays open, you know who walks in? Another client. And he goes, Herschel, how could you guys have been closed? What happened to your partner? He goes, a long story. He goes, listen, I just bought an apartment for my kids. Can you think you can handle the furniture? He goes, you got it. And one afternoon, Herschel goes back to the same bank, goes, I want to meet with the manager. He goes, I need to get a loan. I want to open the business again. I know how to make the furniture. We have clients. The store is still standing. And the manager goes, I know what happened to you. We're going to take care of you. He goes, but the problem is that you're not an American citizen. I can't give you a loan. You're not a citizen. He goes, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make you a deal, they tell him. Listen to this Maisa. It's your Maisa. Listen to this Maisa. He goes, I'm going to give you a loan on the condition that every night you study for citizenship. So in the beginning, it's going to be a little bit on the side. We know you, but I can't put it on the side. I'm a bank. If I get audited, they're going to shut me down. But you got to promise me, Herschel, every night you're going to study for your citizenship, and you're going to become an American citizen, and then we can make an official loan, and I can give you an entity we can take care of. He goes, you got it. And every morning he wakes up in the morning that whole year, he wakes up, Latav of it, he goes to work, and clients are coming in, and he has some money to do it, and the business is growing, and 1 client, and 2 clients, and 3 clients, and before you know it, the store is doing great, and every single night Herschel takes care of his stuff, and he goes to study his tests, and he studies his citizenship tests, and after 3 or 4 months, the business is doing great, and Herschel walks into the immigration center, raises his right hand, gives the Pledge of Allegiance, and becomes a U.S. citizen. And he comes to the bank, and they give him a little American l'chaim. I don't know what that is. Brandy, I guess. I don't know what they do for l'chaims. And they give him official loan documents, and they give him official organizational documents. And Herschel goes back, and he goes back into his store, and he has a store, and he hired some people from the shul that he trusts. He's got someone in the front, he's got someone in the back, and the store is doing just as good as last time. And after 2 months and 3 months and 4 months, it's doing even better. And he goes to the docks, and now he goes to the docks with his own company, with his own staff, going back to Poland, knowing he's got a business that's going to send him money. And he gets in the boat, and he goes, okay, I got it, Latav of it. It took me an extra year. But okay, I understand what the Kodesh Baruch Hu wants. He wanted me to have my own business. He gets back to Poland, and it's 1939. And you know what happens in 1939 in Poland? You know who shows up in 1939 in Poland? The Nazis. He walks in, and the Nazis show up, and he goes, this is what I get. And the Nazis come in and invade Poland, and everybody runs to get out of the country, and they all run to the American embassy, and they go, we want passports. And they go, yeah, Shikoich, we want passports. No passports. And Herschel walks in and goes, I want to save my family. They go, get in line, Mr. Whoever. There's no passports for you. And Herschel says, oh, I'm sorry. I'm an American citizen. Excuse me? Come this way, sir. And as the Nazis roll into Poland, Herschel takes his family, puts them on a boat, and every single one of his family survives the war. Let me ask you a question. Imagine right now you get to go back in history. Imagine you get to go back and you get to see Herschel sitting in there in Kislev in Poland, and he's Sabrach, and he goes, where's the Eibishter? And you can't tell him what's going to happen. What do you tell him? Just say, thank you, Hashem. He goes, thank you, Hashem. What do you, thank you, Hashem. Stop it. It's a Chassidish Maisa. Thank you, Hashem. Do me a favor. Be real. He goes, I can't tell. Imagine you're there in America, and he's on the floor in the docks, and you can't tell him what happens, and you give him chizik. What do you tell him? You know what you tell him? Just say, thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem, for what? For taking my money? What's the aside of thank you, Hashem? Why is this so chashuv? Let me tell you, it's not just that we're supposed to give hakaras hatov to Hashem. That's a tremendous zach. It's so much bigger. You know why thank you, Hashem, is so important? Because the Maggid Mimeshrit says that Amunah hi hamshacha. Listen to the words of the Maggid. It's going to blow you away. The Maggid says, listen to these words of the Maggid Mimeshrit. B'chol makom she'ata choyshev, wherever your mind goes, sham hu mizdabek. You want to know what your neshama attaches to? Where your mind is. Someone is choyshev badin. If somebody is thinking of din, how could Hashem do this to me? Where is the Kadosh Baruch Hu in the world? He brings a virus. Where is the Kadosh Baruch Hu? Mizdabek b'din. The Kadosh Baruch Hu goes, you got tainas on me? You're in the world of din? Let me take you into the room of din. You want to talk din, Hashem says? You want to have a, you're tining on my judgment? You want to go into court? Guess what? I got some good lawyers too. Let's go into the courtroom. When a Yid looks up and goes, I don't see it, but guess what? I can see you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Thank you, Hashem. Listen to the Maggid, not Charlie Harary, a real person. The Maggid. Sham yidbak nishmaso v'chesed yisayvevenu. You want to know what thank you, Hashem is? Thank you, Hashem is a magic potion where you turn to the Eibishter and say, oh, you think I need you to figure it all out? I trust you. I can't see 5 minutes. I'm going to see 5 years. I can't see 2 minutes from now. I'm still thinking about what I'm eating tonight. I'm going to see my kids and my grandkids, good or bad. Thank you, Hashem. And when a Yid shows that he has bitachon and amunah like this, the Kodesh Baruch Hu goes, look at my children. They're misdabek b'chesed. And when you're misdabek with bitachon and chesed, chesed yisavevenu. I want to read you one Ibn Ezra and then I'll close. Listen to this Ibn Ezra. Ibn Ezra says, Banim atem l'Hashem Elokeichem. Banim tedu shatem banim l'Hashem. Never forget, Yidin, that you're banim l'Hashem. V'hu oive ohev eschem, and he loves you. Yoiser me'av lebein, more than a father to a son. V'al tisgodu al mashiyaseh, kol asher seh l'toivu. Everything the Kodesh Baruch Hu is for good. V'im lo tivinen, if we don't understand, v'asher lo yivenu habanim ketanim k'maaseh avihem, even if like a little kid doesn't understand their father. You know why we're here? I had this chus to sit with the Rav a little bit, and we're talking. I'll end with this. You know why we're here for? Because the Kodesh Baruch Hu is so good to us. Let me tell you why he's so good to us. He could have brought the virus any time of the year. There's something special about Nisan. Because in Nisan, there's a great sefer out there. I don't know if you know Yam Darkecha. It's from Morgenstern, Richemaya Morgenstern from Yerushalayim. Listen to what he says. The Pesach, Maschilin Mechadash. You start again. Pesach hu Rosh Hashanah leMa'ados v'hu Techila Madrega Chadasha. The Pesach, listen to this. Kol Yehudi Mekabel Koyach. We get a special power on Pesach. La'alos leMadrega be'emuna amuka u'penimius yoiser. You know what happens every Pesach? The Eibishter gives us a gift called emuna. If this would have came, who knows what time? Pesach, we get Amunah. If we're Zoche Pesach, we have Amunah with us all year long. All of us want Yeshuas. And all of us want to have Hatzlacha. B'aniyas daiti, there is no greater segula for Yeshuas than when the Kodesh Baruch Hu sends you a challenge. You stare up to your Father and you say, you think I run this world? You think I'm tining on you? You think I'm tining on you? The tav of it. Damzu l'toiva, thank you, Hashem. And when we do that, can you imagine? Oy, Ari, my bracha to this incredible group. Tonight, as we're about to celebrate Pesach, the Eibishter should look down at us and go, look at these Jews celebrating, thank you, Hashem. We should be zeicha to turn to the Kodesh Baruch Hu, even in the smallest issues, and show him that we believe in him, and with that, he should be zeicha to give us Yeshuas like we could never even dream of. Yeheref Ein, we should dance from here to see the Keser Melucha with the Beis HaMikdash. May come soon in our days. B'mheir b'yameinu. Amen.